What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be doing a tier list in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. So lads, this is going to be a tier list of the best small forwards in the game. We're only going to be looking at primary small forwards. So if there is a primary 2-guard or power forward that I've accidentally put in here, then not the end of the world, but hopefully we have not, and it's only going to be primaries. So before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 300,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Obviously, we're nowhere close to it. Hopefully by NBA 2K23 we end up hitting 300k. That would be an absolutely incredible number, lads. So we are starting off with Allen Houston. Allen Houston is going into D tier, probably. He's gonna go D tier. He can hit wide open jumpers. That's really it. He's not very good. Just as an overall player, he's not very good. His movement is not very good. His defense is not very good. Everything except his shooting is not great. Like, his shooting is brilliant, but other than that, nah, he doesn't have much going with him. The guy doesn't even come at range. So yeah, D tier. Iggy. There's only going to be 5 guys in these tiers, so I'm going to put Iggy in A. I accidentally put Kazi Russell on my 2-guard tier list, which is very annoying, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. But Iguodala is going to go A for the reason of he is really good at what he does. He's a cone. Like, he's going to play that Grant Hill role, but he's a little bit shorter, and he's just a cone. He's just a really good defender. He's going to be a lockdown defender, and he's going to hit wide open jumpers. So Andre Iguodala, yeah, you get into A. Then Wiggins. Now I would love to put Andrew Wiggins in A tier, but I don't know if I can. I honestly do not know if I can. If I can put Andrew Wiggins into that tier, because he's nowhere near as good as he is. Nowhere near as good as Iguodala, but he may be higher than B. I'll keep him in B for now. I'm gonna go D tier again for Edwards. I think Edwards is very weak. He's like, he can dunk, but I mean, so can every card in the game. He can't really move. He's not going to be the greatest shooter in the world. He's got a decent release, but he still has that base dribble style. He's not up to much. And in this Anthony Edwards, A. He's definitely better than Wiggins. It's like, how much better is he than Wiggins? I don't really know. I'm not quite sure he's a significant amount better than Andrew Wiggins, if I'm being completely honest. But I think A is the right tier. If you ask me what tier I'm going to put him in, I'm going to say it's A. He's definitely not S tier. He was by far the worst of all the cards that were released on Friday, but I'll go A. He's nowhere near as good as Iguodala. Bailey Howell. I like Bailey Howell. I do like Bailey Howell. He's literally DeMar DeRozan, except he's got like ridiculous like rebounding stats, and he's a way better defender than DeRozan, but at the same time, he's not as good a shooter. Still a mediocre 3-point release or rating, a pretty good release. And yeah, overall, a B tier player. Then we have got Bernard King. Now, Bernard King's going somewhere between. He's not bad. He's going to go somewhere in between. He's better than these guys. He's way better than these guys. And he's not as good as these 2 guys here. But Bernard King, still to this day, he's not great at anything. He's not terrible at anything. He can do a little bit of everything on the floor, and he shoots the ball quite well. D for defense, Bobby Jones. The guy is one of the worst offensive players in my team. I'm going to be dead honest here. He is one of the worst offensive players I've ever used in the game. He is terrible. You can't shoot. Can't move. He offers zero on the offensive end. However, on the defensive end, he's still one of the best cards in the game. So I think D tier is the right spot for him. Carmelo Anthony, B. He still shoots. Like, I can still put Melo on my squad and have a bit of fun with him. He's not a bad card at all. He's a better defender than Stats suggest. From using Villanueva, who has Melo and Quick, Melo's going to be good this year. If they go and, like later on in the year when Melo gets his release on either Quick or Very Quick and he gets Shifty, he's actually going to be Quick or Shifty, he's going to be really good. I don't know when that'll be, but it'll be late in the year and Melo's going to be a really, really good card. For endgame, I'd say Melo is going to be a very commonly used card in endgame. Kazi, S. Look, he was S tier in the 2-guard tier list. I accidentally put him onto that, whereas he shouldn't have been even on the 2-guard tier list. But he is S tier. He's S tier. He's incredible. He, in the right hands, is one of the most tricky players in the whole game to guard. You can't contest the guy. He belongs in S tier. Mullen. Not Granger. Mullen. Mullen's going to go D or C. Oh, I don't know. D, C? C, I don't think he's very good. I was not a fan of Chris Mullen when I had him. I really was not a fan of Chris Mullen. I do not think that card is great. I think his overall game is fine, but it's just that release is slow. I took him out of my team quite early as well, but I'll give him C. I'll give him C. I'll give him C. If you guys are wondering who's going into worthless tier, we're going to do that right now. Paul Pierce. Absolutely worthless. Absolutely worthless. Worthless, worthless, worthless. Paul Pierce release, I don't know what the hell they've done to Paul Pierce release, but it's horrific. He actually moves kind of well. I don't even think the Opal Paul Pierce is that bad. But no, this Paul Pierce really is not it. He's really not it. But a guy that surprisingly is not going to be in worthless tier is Hedo Turkoglu. He's gone in D tier, but he is 6'10", has got like Shifty. He moves really, really well. And the big thing with Hedo Turkoglu is the new meta is the laner. And while his release is terrible, he still has the normal laner. So it's almost like he's a freaking new meta player. He's not actually bad at all. Like, release is garbage. But overall, the card's not bad. And he can hit laners. So that is a big, big thing. But the last guy who's going into worthless tier is Otto Porter. Otto Porter, so not good. His release, I remember I was doing the challenge with him, and I shot a couple shots, and I was like, oh, his release feels okay. And I realized there's this weird, like, green window spot that just is... It's hard to describe it, but it's where you would release... Like, where you would normally think you would release it by just using visual is not where his green window is. He's also not a good defender. He's 6'8", so he's tall. But, nah, he can't move. He's not good. Granger's going to go A. I'm not that high on Danny Granger. I'm not as high on Granger as most people are. But the thing is with Danny Granger is that he is a really solid shooter. He's 6'9". He's tall. He'll play lanes. If you're someone like Ty, and that's all you need your small forward to do, Granger's perfect. Granger is perfect, but if you need your small forward to actually be able to do anything other than catch and shoot, even to create it all, he doesn't feel good when he's moving. He feels clunky. But base 29 is absolutely chicken. So, yeah, Granger is a player. Granger's a player I like. I do like Danny Granger in game, but I think A tier for an unlimited reward. He kind of was weak. Kind of was weak for an unlimited reward, if I'm being honest. Okay, I'm trying to think. What did Danny Granger get XM last year? No, they gave him Tony Parker base. Oh yeah, that really sucked. I'm trying to remember that release. Yeah, they gave him Tony Parker base instead of XM. I'm gonna go Darius Miles. Probably is the lowest. He'll be the lowest in A tier. And the reason why he's the low, like he's gonna be probably my set point as lowest of A. Because I think Darius Miles and Anthony Edwards are comparable. I think Granger and Iggy are streets ahead of these two guys. But like, I'll give him that tier because he's 6'9". He plays lanes. The guy hits jumpers. His movement's really good. Overall, Miles is Perfectly fine. Derozan, B. Derozan needs so many... Like, when Derozan's fully badged up, he's pretty good. But he just needs so many badges to be good. Like, it's hard to really talk up this guy too much when he needs as many badges as he does. Like, it's a crazy amount of them. And you gotta pay... And they're... Not only that, they're expensive badges. So, he's gonna go B. C tier, Franz Wagner. He's so much better than he should be. Like, 90... I always say this, like, you can judge if a player's good or not from the database. 99.99%. Actually, no. 90, that's obviously too low. But 90% of the time. 90-95% of the time, you can judge a player from the database. Franz Wagner is the guy that you just can't. Like, he is the exception. Because he is... again, he is incredible. He is incredible, lads. So, yeah, he's in OC. I mean, like, he's incredible compared to his stats. Ooh. I hate George Gervin. I'm stumped. I hate him. I'll go D, I guess. Nowhere near as bad as these guys. Gerald Wallace, at this stage, he's B tier. At this stage, he's B. He's not a bad player. Not a great player either. So, like, if you're asking me what the best things about Gerald Wallace are, obviously defense. He's not going to give you much else. Again, if you're someone who just needs someone to lock down, someone on defense and shoot, he's not bad, but I just don't think overall he's that great. Hayward. Hayward's going to go C. Hayward's chick. Hayward is absolutely chick, lads. The guy is has base 28. He's 6'8", can play at the 3, can play at the 2 as well, so he's a tall 2 guard. The only problem is that like, he can't or say his wingspan short. Jesus, I'm a struggle a little bit there, but yeah. So then we have got Grant Hill. Grant Hill is gonna go S. He's the best at what he is. He is the very, very best at what he is. The guy is a really great shooter. He's a really great defender. He is the best wing defender. His price is ridiculous, by the way. You can get guys that do a very similar job to him for like a third of his price, but he is S. Tatum, S. Tatum's better. Tatum's the best player here overall. He's got an absolute chicken release. His movement is pretty decent. His defense is exceptional. He's tall. He shoot like he's never really gonna miss. A bunch of badges, half interceptor. Nah, I think Tatum is the best. Like, maybe you could say, oh, Grant Hill's the best. He's 6'8" and he's at the 2. But like, no, for me, Tatum's the best player here. Jeff Green. I think Jeff Green's well and truly belongs in C tier. Jeff Green's way better than all these guys D tier. Jeff Green's release is really good. His movement again is okay. It's good without the ball. When he does not have the ball in his hand, he actually moves very, very well, which is a really good thing. Again, the ability to move when you don't have the ball, or the ability to move when you don't have the ball in your hand is a big thing for defense, and he plays really good defense. And also, his release is so quick; it's basically uncontestable, or incontestable, whatever the correct term for that is. Jimmy Buckets B. He doesn't offer that much on the offensive end. His defense is good though. Is Jimmy Buckets better than Anthony Edwards? No, screw it. I'll give Jimmy Butler low weight here. Jimmy versus Iguodala, the real difference between those guys is just the diggies of faster release, honestly. Yeah. Lockdown defender, can kind of shoot the ball, can kind of dunk. He's not bad. Havlicek. Get into low beat here. 6'5". Overall, okay stats. Badges wise, he's pretty decent. He'll play good defense. Problem is that, I mean, when we see this picture, we expect Hondo. We expect that demon from 2K21. It's just not him. Kawhi. S. S for Kawhi. We're only putting 5 in S tier. So we're going S for Kawhi Leonard. Oh, dear Lord. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm going to do with S tier. Because I'm only putting 5 in there. Just realised I have 2 Kevin Durants. There are 2 players that I want to put in, and I don't know. I don't know which one of them, or which one of the guys that are currently there is going to move down. But Keith Van Horn D, his badges aren't great. His stats aren't the greatest. But again, the guy is a 6'10" small forward, and he's really good wide open since he got base 4. So yeah, we're gonna put Keith Van Horn in right in here in D tier. Again, he's not gonna go any higher, even though they did change the release. If he still had set shot 4, he'd definitely be down. Again, I don't think set shot 4 is by any means the worst release in the game, but it's bad. It's bad. Let's just say that much. It's bad. Now we have got Kelly Oubre. So Kelly Oubre is gonna go. I don't even mind Kelly Oubre. He's way better than these guys in D tier. He's C tier. He's definitely C tier. He's not as good as guys in B. Again, big body. He's a... Again, I'm trying to think. Is he higher? Because he does shoot the ball well. He's got a wide body. His defending's good. I'll go C, but he might go B. Kevin Durant, no-brainer. S. Kevin Durant, no-brainer. A. 2 of the most obvious inclusions in this list. Like, Kevin Durant is, in my opinion, he's better than Tatum. He's the #1 player here. I rated him as the #1 player in the game for a reason. I'm a massive fan of KD. KD runs, KD moves, KD plays defense. KD's 6'9" actually. He's got a long wingspan. He'll play lanes. Kevin Durant is incredible. So he's gonna go into S tier. Then we have got Chris Middleton. He's so chick though. I'm gonna go low B. Like Chris, I take Middleton over Hondo. He's a decent defender. He doesn't freaking miss. Middleton is one of the most chicken players I've used this year. The guy in my team does not miss. You give Middleton an open shot, it's green every single time. That release is so good. And it's been so good for years, that Middleton release. He's got it on quick as well, so. Oh lads, it's such a good shot. He's definitely not higher than that, but he is B tier. Odom A. Odom's so freaking good as well. Like, Odom's jumper is nice. He's basically like a way better version of Paul George. He is a way better version of Paul George from yonks ago. But Odom is taller. He's got I think he has a longer wingspan. He may not. But he still gets those same bursts, same release. He's lefty. Half quick first step. A bunch of Hall of Fame badges. The only problem with him is he's in the range. Everything else, Odom is brilliant. LeBron. I'm sorry, Ty, if you're reacting to this. A tier. He's top in A. No question. But can't believe I'm doing this. Kazi's coming down. Kazi's coming down as well. There's one player that I have to put in S. His left. Kazi's coming down. But yeah, like LeBron, for me, LeBron's really, really good at what he does. He's a really good corner defender. He's a really decent corner shooter. The problem is that when you put the ball in LeBron James' hand, the guy's slow. The guy is slow. That dribble style, he is, in terms of half-court creating, one of the worst players I have ever seen. So, LeBron James, he's going to go into A tier. Mikal Bridges, C. Mikal Bridges is fine. Trust me, Mikal Bridges, you can get away with using him. You can have him in your squad. He's still gonna still gonna snag steals from everywhere. He's honestly just he's a really good card. He's a really good card. Like, he can still shoot the ball. He still moves really well. The only real problem with him is that he just doesn't move that well with the ball. Mike Miller, B. Most definitely not A tier. But like, Mike Miller, 6'8", can play at the 2, has got range extender on half, can handle the ball a little bit. It's half quick first step, but he does feel slow. Like, you would think with his dribble style and everything, he would feel fast. For me, he feels really slow. He doesn't have handles today, so you can't really do too many dribble moves with him. I like Mike Miller. I think he's a good defender. I think he's a good shooter. I think he's just solid. I think he is just a solid player. So, B tier. Paul George, B, but high B. The more I use, like, I didn't really like Paul George, but like the more I use Odom, the more I like Paul George. Because I've started using Odom, I remember one time I was on an account, I was like, screw it, I'm going to use Paul George during the week. And then I used Paul George for a bit, and I was like, he's actually way better than I remember him being. So he's the worst Odom. There's no question about it, he's B tier. But he's one of the better players in B tier. For me, in today's game, maybe not at the time. At the time, Melo was better, but I think in today's game, Paul George is going to give you more than Carmelo Anthony gives you. So then you got Paul Pierce. Look, he's C tier. He's not good. Like, there's a reason why he didn't make the top 100 list. He's not very good, but he is C. He's definitely C. He's still got all the nice badges. He's still got all the nice stats. He's still going to play a bit of defense. He's the first 98, first and as far as more, only 98 overall in the game right now. Look, Pierce is C. Pierce is most definitely C tier. Then we have got Robert Reed. He's C as well. He's C as well. Like, if I've got Mullen C tier and Franz Wagner, Robert Reed is. Robert Reed's pretty good. Like, I know a lot of people have never really used this guy, but if you look at Robert Reed's like stats and stuff, the guy's got basically 85 plus in everything, except for block and rebounding, which are in the high 70s. He comes with goal clamps, goal interceptor. The guy's 6'8" as well. In terms of his animations, he's got base 22, which is fine. Like, he's fine. He's objectively fine. And you know who a card who's incredibly similar to him? Sadiq Bey. Sadiq Bey is incredibly similar. Sadiq Bey is fine. Sadiq Bey will literally just do everything at a decent rate. He's not the greatest player in the world. He's not the worst player in the world. He will do everything at an acceptable rate. That is the only thing that I can... that's the only thing I can say. He will do everything at an acceptable rate. If you want to use Sadiq Bey, go ahead and use Sadiq Bey. He's not going to be brilliant, but go ahead and use him. Then we got Scotty B. Scotty's still locked down. Scotty is still locked down. I'm moving Anthony Edwards down. I don't like this card, by the way. I prefer Scott. I'm moving Scotty up. Scotty up there. I'm moving Scotty up there. Like, Scotty, I really like his release, but he has the Scotty behind the back. And again, I run deep hash with Pro 3 behind the back. Because, again, I'm 2K20 made. I'm genuinely 2K20 made. Scotty's behind the back is brilliant. Scotty's dunking is brilliant. His defense is immaculate. There's a reason why. I mean, he's still in my team, isn't he? No, he's not. Odom replaced him. Odom very recently replaced Scottie Pippen on my team. And then... yeah, Scotty's better than Darius. Move him up and him down. Yeah, I'm going to move Darius down one. I think Darius belongs more so in B tier. Even though I do love Darius Miles. Sean Marion B tier. His release looks weird. If you can get used to that release, the guy's an A tier player. If you can't get used to that release, he's going to absolutely suck for you. But it is a release that not a lot of people are going to be familiar with early. It will take quite a while to get good with that release. Then we got Vince. At this stage of the game, Vince is C. Like, for me, Vince versus like Mullen, I think I'm taking Mullen over him. But Vince is definitely better than all of these guys. He's definitely better than all of these. So I think C tier. He's really good at shooting though. Vince release is always so cash. It's just sometimes a little bit slow, but it's super cash. Then we got Steven Jackson. B? Like, he's Rudy Gay. He is a Rudy Gay clone. The problem is he's missing a lot of badges and stats aren't great. And he's quite a bit, like, his player build is a little bit smaller than Rudy Gay's. But he is still a Rudy Gay clone. So, I think B tier is the right spot for him. Maybe you could argue A. And this is the reason why we move Kazi Russell down, because Terry Dishinger is better than Kazi Russell. In the right hands, Terry Dishinger is so tough to stop. He's also got that 7'3" wingspan. So, like, He genuinely plays really good defense. He plays really good defense. His jumper is incredible. He's got the Pro 3 behind the back. Again, Rudy Gay on quick. He's going to dunk on everybody. Like, I'm telling you, Terry Dishinger is one of the best. He's one of the best in the game. Kukoc. I think Kukoc, I like Kukoc, but he's going to go B tier. I really like that release. I kind of like the way Kukoc moves. I like his fade. I just really like this Tony Kukoc card. I really like this card. I think overall he's one of the more slept on players in my team, just because when he came out with stats wise, everyone's like, oh, why would you ever buy Odom when Kukoc is out? And Odom's quite a bit better than Kukoc. But shoots from deep. Hits a lot of shots. 6'10 wing. B. T-Mac. I go with Ariza first. I'm going to put Ariza in C tier. Ariza's not bad. For a free Amethyst, Ariza is honestly not a bad card at all. He shoots the ball well. He plays good defense. He's not going to do anything creative-wise, but again, it's a free Amethyst. You can't expect it. He's C. He's fine. And in T-Mac, A? Low A? He's still got that T-Mac release, and I know Ty doesn't like, he says it's one of the most overrated releases. I love Trey Burke base. I really love Trey Burke base. He's still a 6'8" guard, which does help. He still shoots the ball really well. He's not going to dribble the ball at a great rate, but he will dunk the ball well. Problem is, I'm not even sure the guy comes with clamps. T-Mac, go down one tier. Go down a tier, T-Mac. You're in B. You're in B tier. So yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is pretty much it. This is our tier list. This is the tier list of the best small forwards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. I do apologize that this video was a little bit short if I did miss any explanations, or if I explained a little bit too briefly, or if there were times where I just kind of lost my train of thought. Well, you will see in the podcast tomorrow. It's currently 2 a.m. You'll see in the podcast tomorrow why maybe I'm not 100% at the races. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.